Let's go to Genesis chapter 11, verse 27. The Bible says, this is the genealogy of Terah. God wanted to use Abraham. He started from his genealogy. This is the genealogy of Terah. Terah begot Abraham, Nahor, and Haran. Haran begot Lot. Continue. And Haran died before his father, Terah, in his native land in Ur of the Chaldeans. Continue. Then Abraham and Nahor took wives. The name of Abraham's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, the father of Iscah. Continue. But Sarai was barren. She had no child. 31. And Terah took his son Abraham and his grandson Lot, the son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, and his son Abraham's wife, and they went out with them from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to the land of Canaan, and they came to Haran and dwelt there. Chapter 12, verse 1. Now, so until his genealogy was traced, God didn't call him. Until his genealogy was traced, God did not call him. God doesn't want surprises. So you too should not want surprises. It is not when you marry them that you now start discovering that a particular sickness is peculiar to that family. You should have done your mathematics. I was listening to one of the messages of Archbishop Duncan Williams, and he said he had to tell certain ladies in his church to stop dating because he discovered that there were certain causes on their lives. He said the first one, everybody the woman dated ended up in jail. The second one, every man the lady dated got missing. And I was now wondering that how come it is the pastor that noticed? All of you, can't you? How come it was the pastor that is not interested in dating her, that is married with his children and has grandchildren? How come it's the pastor that noticed? He said he felt for the next brother that was queuing in line. He had to tell the sister that, look, it's either you tell him yourself that you are not interested, I will help you keep your secret. If you don't tell, I will tell him. So I was now wondering, how come the pastor could deduce and you, the brother, you didn't ask what happened to the first guy, the second one, the third one? There are certain things that the fact that you got born again will not remove. You have to fight it to a standstill. There are certain curses and covenants that was contracted way before you were born that you have to fight to a standstill. There are certain things that are recurrent in families. There are families where they don't marry one husband. There are families where it is the women that are the breadwinners and it runs through the family. And I had somebody close to me that I watched the story of his life unfold like that. Big boy, into transportation business, had trailers, trucks, this one, that one, had houses. And when he married into that particular family, one after the other, everything went down until he became a dependent on his wife. Because that is what runs in that family. The women are always, even if the woman is not educated and the man is a professor, he will still be at the mercy of his wife financially. And it's not enough to say, I love. You have to be a student of history. There are certain tribes that certain things are known with the tribe. Niger Delta, they know their own. The Ekitis, the Ondos, they know their own. The Ijebus, they know. The Abekutas, they know. The Oyos, they know. And if you don't intentionally take authority over those things, that those things will not find expression in your own marriage or in your own relationship, you will discover that you are both born again, but your relationship is not working. The Bible said, my people, not unbelievers. It said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Lack doesn't mean you don't have knowledge. Lack means the knowledge you have is not sufficient. So the knowledge you have is just the person has good character, the person has good values. You don't have the knowledge of the root. And no matter the number of times you cut the branches of a tree, it will keep growing until the root is dealt with. That is for biological roots. Then the spiritual roots. Listen and listen good. Love is not enough. If you will not beat yourself up one day within the confines of marriage, then your spiritual root has to either be the same or very similar. It has to either be the same or very similar. I'm a student of agriculture, and in agriculture they will tell you that there are certain plants that can be engrafted. Grafting means you remove a tender plant from a particular tree that has certain qualities you like. Then you go and create an opening in another tree and fit perfectly the young seedling you took from a particular tree into the new tree, so that the qualities that are positive in this particular one you took would manifest in the other one, and it will also partake of the qualities in the already established tree. But if the species of the trees are not similar, it cannot work. The only way grafting can occur is if the trees are similar. You can only do citrus and citrus, orange and orange. You can't say you want to do grafting of guava and orange. You can't say you want to do the grafting of lime or yam and orange. What am I trying to say? The Bible said in Numbers 36:6 that this is what the Lord commanded the daughters of Zelophehad. He said, let them marry who they think best. But in that place, a clause. He said, but they should be of their father's tribe. Your tribe, your thinking should be limited to your tribe. And I tell people, and I keep saying it, when the Bible said that you should not be unequally yoked with an unbeliever, we are always quick to think that God is saying we should not marry Muslim, we should not marry Hare Krishna, we should not marry. It is not only Muslims, they are unbelieving Christians. What do I mean by an unbelieving Christian? To me now, if you are a Catholic and you came to ask me out, I will first look at you. Because I know too much to go and bow to one idol. God is in heaven, so which one is this woman that you are saying I should bow down to again? He said it's only Mary. Oh, my mom is Mary too. So instead of bowing to this one. So as long as I don't believe what you believe, we are unbelievers to ourselves. Simple. So when the Bible is saying you can't be unequally yoked with an unbeliever, it's not only Muslim and Christian, it's not only idol worshippers. Even Christians that don't believe the same thing are unbelievers to themselves. A Pentecostal, okay, they are Pentecostal too. So let me use the denomination. Okay, maybe somebody from our church and a deeper lifer. You are unbelievers to yourself. Because the brother will tell you your wig is a sin, your earring is a sin, your powder is a sin, your trousers. A time will come when you would wonder, you go, maybe you are a sin. And if the brother decides to follow you to your church, then you will start complaining. This dressing is too, this one is too. There are churches that believe in first fruits. There are some that don't. There are some that believe in tithing. There are some that don't. There's no problem. You can believe what you want to believe. Just carry your bicycle. If we don't believe the same thing, the Bible said two people cannot work together except they be. It is that agreement that makes us work together. Not love, it's agreement. It's not love that makes us work together, it's agreement. And interestingly, the Bible said love your enemy, not marry your enemy. It didn't say marry your enemy, it said love your enemy. And love is a general instruction, agape, not eros. Agape. Agape your enemy. It didn't say marry your enemy. It didn't say eros your enemy. Your inheritance is gotten from your roots. So what you will experience as your inheritance depends on the route you went to. Join yourself to. There are families where they don't live long. There are families where, I know a family where all of them are rich. If there's another word after rich, but they have issues with children. All of them from beginning to end. The ones that have children add it through adoption. But money, forget. And you have to wait. You have to wait. It's not everything they will tell you. Sometimes they would want to cover some things up because sometimes it's because they want to lie. Sometimes it's because they find it rather shameful to disclose. But it's you that you know that you are gunning after a particular information that you will keep your eyes open. The Bible said, once has he spoken, twice have I heard. That means I heard what was said and what was not said. So sometimes you pick some answers in attitude, in reaction, even in this promptness of the answer. Is this? Actually, yes. The hair. You have to investigate that. When can I meet your mom? Actually, we'll see mommy next week. A day two. Actually, something came up. Okay. Another time, something came up. Another time, something came up again. Then you start suspecting. Actually, is mommy presentable? Or is it that there is something about mommy that wants me to get married to him before I discover? Because if your mom is not dead and you are claiming you want me to meet the mommy, then there should be no gymnastics about it. Spiritual Ruth is saying that he loves you, he wants to marry you, and every time he say, come and meet my pastor, he starts dancing Michael Jackson's moonwalking. Actually, I don't think I'm presentable today. Okay, we'll go next week. I didn't remember we said next week. Actually, the key is with me, and my roommate would upper week. Actually, I didn't hold any offering or anything to give. Let's go. Like, no. I can't meet him for the first time and not hold anything, empty-handed. Then the next time, every time something is coming up or the other, if you don't want to meet the authorities in my life, you can't become an authority over my life. And listen good. Many of you that hide your men or your women from the scrutiny of the authorities in your life, you are doing yourself a gross disservice. Why? Because when you are under authority, many people think that when they say you should submit, when they say you should be under authority, that they are trying to enslave you. No, they are trying to empower you. Being under authority or being in submission is not slavery, it's not enslaving. It is empowering. Why? No matter how tall somebody is and you see the person in the middle of the road, it's either the person moves his body or you use the car to clear the body of the person. But when you see the person in a black uniform, you would stop. You don't respect the person. You respect the uniform the person is submitted to. So when they say that somebody is under authority, that means there is a greater power backing the person. So even if you will not regard the person for the person's sake, you will regard the person for the sake of the higher power backing the person up. So many of you that you are keeping your men and women from scrutiny, you are keeping them away from somebody that can call their bluff and check their excesses. And I hope it won't be too late. You wouldn't have suffered for too long before you discover that you are doing yourself a disservice. There are things that an adult will see sitting down that a younger person climbing an Iroko tree would never see. So you will save yourself some heartbreak. You will save yourself your emotional disappointment by bringing them early enough. We might not be able to tell you outright that this is rubbish. We will know. But we might not be able to tell you. But we will give you clues that if you are sensitive and obedient, you will soon discover. Because we would have picked it. Or we just tell you that, he said he lives in this place. Have you ever checked out that place before? Oh, they pay any surprise visit one day. Then you get there and discover that it's an office address, not an accommodation. Then you will run back. Hey, Pastor, when I got there, it was an office. I knew the guy was fake. I just didn't want to tell you. That was why I said you should do this. But the fact that you brought them made you know early enough. There are enough things that I would see. I would just write in my jotter. I won't see anything. And I will give people, go and do this, go and do. By the time they come back and say, Mommy bought this, I'll just bring up and say, see the date that I wrote that this person you brought is rubbish. But I just felt that I should not be the one. So I will be waiting for the confirmation. The day you come, I will now bring my note and say, the day you came this day, see what I wrote about the guy. But I'm just waiting on your obedience. Just like God is waiting on many people's obedience to give them direction. Why? You will be wondering, why didn't you tell me outrightly? We can't tell you outrightly because love covers a multitude of sin. You can't see it at that particular time. So we only need to give you clues for you to discover it yourself. So that it will not look like my pastor doesn't like this person. That's why, just like when they are doing treasure hunts, they give clues. Okay, when you get to this place, you get another note, go to this place, then you get to where you are going. Every father is happy when their children are happy. So no authentic spiritual father or spiritual mother would want you to be single, except to say that's your calling. But if not, no. So if they are saying that this is not the person, it's not because they don't want you to get married. It's because they know that what is worth doing at all is worth doing well. So if you are going to commit your life into something, it has to be something worthwhile. And lastly, the question, what did you do? The question of your past. The question of your history. Why do you need to know? Because an unsettled past can ruin the future. Everybody has a past. So the fact that you are trying to uncover somebody's past or to delve into somebody's past is not to make them uncomfortable, or not. It's not to bring to the surface how bad they've been in the past, but is to know what you are getting yourself into, so that if there are things that needs warfare in the place of prayer, if there are things that need restitution, you do it. You know, all these sheep, relationship, courtship, all these sheep we are entering into. The bad thing about sheep is that, unlike car, if you discover they are going in the wrong direction, you tell the driver, look, I'm no longer going, park, you come down. But when you are in a ship, you can't come down except you want to drown. You cannot come down. So the best thing is that don't enter the ship in the first place. Don't enter that ship in the first place. Because you're saying you want to come down, you want to drown. So get your facts right before you enter any ship. Ships are not like cars. You can't tell the driver, conductor, stop, collect your money. If it is ship, once you come out of the ship, shark is waiting. You know, interestingly, the all-knowing God, interestingly, when God will approach Cain, after Cain had his act of misbehavior, in Genesis chapter 4 verse 10, let's go there. He asked him about where he has been, what he has done. He said, what have you done? He didn't say, what are you going to do? What have you done? Your history, your past. What have you done? He said, the voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Continue, please. So now you are cast from the earth, which opened his mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hands. 12. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. A fugitive and a vagabond shall you be to the earth. Continue. And Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Surely you have driven me out this day from the face of the ground, and I shall be hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond on the earth, and it will happen that anyone who finds me will kill me. And the Lord said to me, therefore, whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken from him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him. Cain went from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod. And Cain knew his wife. This is what I just finished saying. That when you enter a ship, you can't come down. You know, love is not enough. Love is not enough. I pity this ignorant woman. But ignorance is not an excuse in the law court. See the weight of curse that Cain was carrying as a result of what he did. The woman did not carry out any research, no investigation. She just went to merge herself with a bundle of curses. And I sat down one day and I was wondering the kind of calamity, the kind of labor that she's going to be under, because the ground was cursed for their sake. So every effort on the ground will not yield. Not only that, A fugitive and a vagabond they shall be. In fact, the Bible mentioned two. First, he was dwelling in the land of Nod. Now, he's in the city of Enoch. And the Bible did not even talk about Amen. So, she will not know stability just because she joined herself into a ship of somebody that has been caused to be a fugitive and a vagabond. You need to know, because if you join yourself with them, you are already one. And what they experience, you would experience. You need to know. Knowing is about being prepared for what you are going into. And if you know there is something more than you, then before you enter the ship, you bid yourselves farewell, like Naomi and Orpah did. That this ship, I don't want to be a part of it. They hugged themselves, cried, hugged again. The same thing happened to Jonah. Everybody knows the story of Jonah. The ignorant passengers did not ask him what he did before allowing him on their ship. And it costed them everything they worked for. Everything. Everything. They had to be throwing everything out into the waters. Everything they used their life to labor for. It was after they were left with nothing. They were now saying, who are you? Where are you from? But it was too late. It was too late. There are things you need to know. I had a close friend in Lautech who dated a doctor. Interestingly, I think the family is a very permissive family that allowed a secondary school girl to be dating a medical student in UI then. And she would go take care of his house, his hostel, the room in his hostel apartment, take care, wash his clothes, cook his food, everything. And it was like that for a long period. Then she got admission into Lautech, and every weekend she would go, alternative weekend she would go. And on this particular weekend, although the guy told her that he's going to be busy and this and that, she just felt that he being busy would need to eat, and so even if she's not going to spend time with him, she should just go help him fix the house, fix his clothes, and get food done and packed into the freezer. Then she can come back. So anytime he's at home, even though they won't see, there will be clean clothes to wear and food to eat. Only for the girl to get to the house, the hostel, and discover that she was trying to insert the key, and there was another key from the other end. And eventually she was able to push the other key out and open the door, and she caught the man she's been laboring for years, pants down, with another lady. And she left the place. Telling the guy that she knew he cheated her because she was much younger, and he used that age gap and all the experience too. But that every labor and every sweat that she has invested in that relationship will judge his relationships. Interestingly, the next time she will be seeing the guy came to their house with a lady. She didn't even know. They summoned her from Lautech. The dad said she should come. She got there and she met the guy and the lady. And immediately they saw her. The guy prostrated, the lady she doesn't know knelt down, they were weeping. And the guy was that this is his third attempt to get married. That on the wedding day, the lady would just not show up. Now, what is the point? The point is that there are some ignorant women that entered ship with him. Now they have record of a marriage that did not pull through, just because they did not study history. If it happened once, we will say it was a mistake. What happened to the second lady? Why didn't you ask what happened? What happened to the third person? Before the fourth person was now wise enough to say, let's go. Who did you offend? We will be victims of life and victims of other people's errors if we don't get to trace history. There are families where God judged that they will not have a single man to sit on their throne because of certain offenses. There are certain families, there are certain covenants. I've gone into that family that in this family, they will see paper and think it's money. But you need to know, not because it's meant to make you afraid, but if you are going to apply the blood of Jesus, you want to know what you are applying the blood on. You want to know. Even when they called on Jesus, that Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me, the first thing they will ask is that, what do you want me to do? So if you are approaching Jesus, that Jesus help my relationship or help my marriage, if he's asking you, what do you want me to do, and you are not a student of history, what will you tell him? Then apart from your own partner's history, even your own history, have you traced it? There are some things that shows in the life of parents and reemerges in the life of their children. And if there's no generation that traces history to discover that, wait, there's no graduate in my great-grandfather's lineage, there's no graduate in my grandfather's son. Now, my father is not a graduate. Me, I'm in school now and I'm struggling. Now, wait, this has to stop. If it means fasting, if it means praying, but somebody has to know. Oh, I've noticed that it was mommy that sponsored us through school. Daddy was not available. But that was the same thing that happened with his sister. That was the same thing that happened with the eldest sister, the youngest one. Okay, I'm a lady. This will not happen with me. You trace. You know what the story is. Oh, okay. Mommy raised me single-handedly as a single mom. Her sister too was like that. No, it won't happen to me. But you don't know the battle to fight if you don't know history. What am I trying to tell you today, people of God? It matters who they are. It matters where they are from. It matters what they did. Because the combination of all this would determine whether you will have bliss and ease or you will have regrets and losses. Thank you.